Snip2Code, come on up.
Good morning to everybody. I'm Cristiano Gersi, and I'd like to present you Snip2Code, that is an application for software developers to share, collect, and organize software code. There's a concrete and well-known problem among developers, and we raised up a team, fantastic, built up our product with patent-pending technology, then we dived into validated learning loop, and then finally we launched our public beta. Now we need funding to enhance marketing and consolidate our technology. But more in depth, the problem nowadays is that software developers during daily activities need small pieces of software, the so-called snippet, that are the basic bricks to build their own application. Some kind of atoms, or better the genes that set up the DNA of each software program. And the management of such snippet may be a nightmare given the huge amount of heterogeneous data sources available, hard drives, software repositories, technical blogs and forums, and so on, not to mention the shareability of such snippet. The solution is to have a single web-based tool directly integrated inside development environment, which are used daily by programmers. So, for example, Tam is writing a very cool piece of software. One click on Snip2Code widget and it is stored, directly available to everybody in the future, and fastly retrievable from his colleague Frank. Frank finds this snippet, try it, and then adds some cool stuff, and so on. So one click, 2 seconds, and Frank and Tom will be able to save a huge amount of time in the future. And this is the solution for a market of more than 40 million developers in the world, quickly increasing, and a solution that seemed to grab its target, at least from our first measures. For example, because people that want to use it want to continue to use it every day. And then the feedback tells us that the most 4 important features in this kind of tool are equally distributed among shareability, organization, collection, and search. And these are exactly the 4 features, basically, that which Snip2Code is built upon. So, just a raw look on the future. We are now currently in public beta, and we want to, within the next year, to integrate enterprise tools, and most of all, launch our marketplace, just kind of eBay, but for the software snippet. And then in 2014, we want to consolidate our technology and our position in the market. So, just in this scenario, a quick look on the business model, subscription-based pattern, and then with the introduction of the marketplace, revenue sharing, and commission on transaction. To follow our roadmap, we need a first seed round of funding to enhance our team and scale up market position, and then a second Series A round of funding to develop marketplace, enhance our technological advantage, and then eventually begin a roll-up of competitors. From the other point of view, there are some potential exits with giants of software that can be interested in our strong technology at various levels to improve their solution and their products. So eventually, just a quick look on our awesome team, all guys with large experience, both in big companies and in previous startups. So they are the right guys which can make our dream real, that is to become the #1 platform where software knowledge can be collected, organized, and exchanged. And this is Snip2Code. Thank you very much.
Great presentation. Can you talk about the competition? You talked about kind of rolling up and perhaps consolidating and growing against the competition. What does it look like today? Who are the players, and how are you different?
Thank you for the question. I was brainstorming with my team and advisors with this team, and the exact competitor is not present. There are some other competitors like GitHub, Stack Overflow that sounds like this, but not exactly in the exact market. So, for example, GitHub is targeting code repositories, and Stack Overflow is targeting more a public reach of software knowledge. We try to intersect the two point of views. So, trying to take the best of all the two worlds. So, in enterprise model, we want to have the capability for our customers to share among only the team the software knowledge that can be guidelines for the new hires and so on. But in the same time, we want to let the capability for young developers or also software gurus to make them visible to the complete panorama of software development. So this is up.
May I just insist on this question, because what you're doing is not easy, because you are not operating in there is a lot of software development here, but you're not in the cradle of software development, right? The software development is widespread, so it's not impossible to do what you want to do now here. But what is the problem is the following: what people can do without your product separately. I mean, let me explain myself better. You don't need to have a direct competitor to have a big problem. The big problem comes from the fact that people may have a way of doing things or products that do partial with the things that you do, and because of that, they are not going to bother with you. This is a classic in this type of products. I'm not an expert of this specific part of technology, but I've seen it several times. And your problem can be great, but people just have a way of doing, or they have one product. In fact, the more you do things that other people do, the worse it is. I'm not joking. I mean, the best thing is if your product is really new and you can work on top of everything else. If you can do that, I mean, you have to pay attention to the way you navigate. This is a basic marketing thing in these technological fields. And how are you placed compared to this situation? I mean, are you really competing with many people indirectly? Because if that's the case, you have a big problem.
Okay. No. We are competing with giants of software, GitHub that probably will be able to target this market, but we have, first of all, we have our technological advantage with patent pending technology, and other thing is that I know because we and my team are the very first user of Snip2Code, given years and years, I think tens of years of experience and higher lossing about software, and this is the solution to complete the tips and tricks that someone tries to build up in order to cope with this problem. Not only from the point of view of the private developer that can arrange with a bunch of other web technology based, but just for the enterprise solutions where the software the knowledge of the master of the teams should be preserved, also if masters leave the company.
I want to repeat myself. For example, because I didn't explain myself, if I'm using GitHub, right, as a firm, can I use your product on top?
Yes, we want to. That
was my question. So maybe I was not clear.
Okay. Just, yes.
Can you be on top of the others? Can you be next to them?
Yes, it's exactly.
As an addition.
Yes, it's one of our target within the next year in the roadmap is to integrate with the other technologies already affirmed, like GitHub and Snip and
that's fundamental. I mean, because
yes, it's
if
exactly.
substitute them, it's yes. So many people crash. You have
Yes.
the best product, but the market does not accept you.
Yes. No, we want to partner with them as add another feature to GitHub.
Yes.
Different. They don't hear it.
Very good, thanks.
Okay.
How many people use the product right now?
We launched our public beta in a couple of weeks, so I didn't see the numbers yesterday night, but most of all we are 1,000 of users. We had a first private beta of 100 of users, and now in 2 weeks we had 1,000 of users, and yesterday the Windows 8 launch can added a lot of our of other users, as we have been the first Italian application in this in Windows 8 store. So we apply for more users.
And so the stats earlier when you said 82, I forget the number, but some percentage use it every day. Those based on the 1,000 users?
They are based in obviously on the private beta and about the first week of the public. So I mean, quite 1,000.
So how many use it every day?
Oh, this is exactly the right question. Unless we have against the other numbers that we saw today, we have little users. Most of them use it every day. I mean, a user is active for me if they try to add a snippet or search for snippet at least once every day. And this is more than 90%.
More than 90%.
90%.